Hi, welcome to the Purls and Polish podcast tutorial edition. I'm your host Rachel, and in our last video we talked about how I knit continental and the difference between continental knitting and English knitting, or flicking versus picking. And I worked up a couple more rows, but as you'll see, since I am working flat, I have all these garter bumps, and I wanted to have some stockinette, and in our next video talk about the difference between garter stitch and stockinette. So I need to purl these stitches, and so I wanted to show you how I purl. So I'm going to tension my yarn, and if you want to see how I do that, check out the video that's going to be linked above. And I'm going to do that first stitch because that was always a bit funky for me. And I do a little more finger action when I purl. So I'm going to go in through the front of the needle, and my pointer finger is going to come and flick around. The person who taught me how to knit continentals did not purl this way, but this is the way that works best for me. So this is the way that I do it. But apparently when I'm trying to do it on camera, I'm not super accurate in getting the yarn over my needle. So in our last video, we talked about wanting to make as small of movements as possible when knitting so that you don't injure yourself. And as you can see with my purling, I'm actually moving around quite a bit. This is probably the reason why I don't choose projects that have a ton of purling in it, because I'm already tired. I'm already over it. For me, the knit stitch is a lot faster and I can do more of it. However, purling is a necessity, so we do have to figure out how to do it. I'm going to knit across this row and then come back to show you the purl again. All right, let's get everything situated. I'm gonna get some more of my working yarn, and let's purl. Now for me, the first stitch and the last stitch are always the trickier ones to do, since I'm just kind of getting started. But I'm gonna take my right hand needle, I'm gonna stick it to the front, and with my pointer finger, I'm gonna flick that yarn around from the right to the top, and it ends on the left. And that's how I purl. Now there is a version of purling where I don't even know how you would do this, but the yarn goes from the left to the right. I think like that. And my mom purls like this. She learned how to knit in Mexico, and a lot of Eastern European traditions purl like this, which works great. However, it twists your stitch around, so you have to untwist it when you knit through it. Oh, I'm getting confused now. I'm going to go back to the way I do it. That way does have less movement, but I don't know if it's a trade-off I'm willing to make of having to knit through the back loop of my stitches. But here is the result. It's giving me a nice little stockinette. So that is how I purl continental style. See you guys in the next tutorial.